Debbie.
Good to see you guys again.
It's our wine mom.
Our wine mom. Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
great to be back.
We're thrilled to have you back to see this new installment as part of CCOVI.
Yeah, you guys keep going. You keep bringing it to another level.
Well, you know, when you support the industry through research, not only do we have to work on aspects of growing the best grapes, making the best wine, but we have to sell those wines to the consumer. So this lab is focused on wine consumer perception and trying to figure out all of those cues that attract a consumer to one wine versus the other wine.
Before I knew anything about wine, I was relying on these 4x3 labels, you know, on the shelf at the LCBO.
Right.
And that's it.
Well, and there's so many little cues that will attract a consumer to a wine. It could be the label, could be the bottle shape, it could be the name of the winery, the
color.
Name of the wine, the color, sure, the signature of the winemaker on the bottle. All of
Awards.
these are important cues, but it even goes beyond that. Research has shown music playing in the background can influence a
Really?
consumer's choice. Aromas, you know, what those aromas in the background evoke in terms of memories.
Like when you're on a trip and you're having a great time and you're with family and you're passing around a wine, necessarily it wouldn't be the same wine that you would choose if you had a lineup, but just
Right.
because you're in that presence, it's the best wine at that time. And you have
Absolutely.
to go home and buy it.
And you're gonna store
So-
those memories.
You're recreating all these environments, but fake.
Yes, through virtual reality. And we can then ask the questions, do those environments influence the consumer's choice? You know, even through augmented reality, where we could manipulate the label on a bottle. So, you know, I could, instead of having this physical label, what if we projected different labels onto this bottle using AR technology? And then seeing, does
You
that
can
make
do
a
that?
difference in your choice? Absolutely. And all of that information, we need to get back into the hands of the marketers, the winery owners, to figure out their marketing strategies.
Fascinating.
So Brock University and CCOVI are spearheading it, but these are wines from across Canada?
Right now, we're focused on wines in Ontario. But absolutely, you know, this would apply to any wines across Canada. Really, it would apply to wines anywhere in the world. But you know what? What would be really great is if I introduced you to one of our researchers that specializes in this, Gary Pickering.
Is he going to do experiments on us?
Maybe.
In the Niagara Peninsula, we are in a very fortunate position when you look at the wine world. For instance, in Burgundy, you find Gamay, Pinot Noir, and Chardonnay. When you go to Bordeaux, it's the Bordeaux varieties, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot. But you will never see a Riesling in Bordeaux. You will, in the Rheingau in Germany, where they grow a lot of Riesling, you will never see Cabernet Sauvignon. And here, in the peninsula, we are in a very lucky, fortunate position where you see those varieties almost growing side by side. We have locations very close to the lake where the spring temperatures are a little more moderate, but then you go like inland, like here, it's perfect for those Bordeaux varieties. The lake has advantage for Sauvignon Blanc and other grape varieties. So we have almost perfect scenario to grow a lot of excellent grape varieties side by side.
Well, hello.
Hi, guys.
How's it going?
How are
I'm
you?
Ralph.
Hey, Ralph. Gary.
Do we call you professor? Do we call you doctor?
Dr. Gary.
Whatever you're happy with.
Gary.
Okay.
Gary's good.
Gary's good? All right,
G-man
Gary.
it is.
Okay, Gare Dog. We're in an AR lab, we're in a VR lab. Where are we?
We're in all three. The space we've called R-CUBE-CL, which is a reality-mediated wine consumer lab. So we take components of a physical lab and a virtual lab and an augmented lab, mix them all together and try and understand why people drink the way they do.
I think we get the reality bit of it because there's
Yeah.
the bottles around and the caps, and we've seen that, so we know reality. But the other two are kind of
A little bit outside of what we've been accustomed to.
In a physical lab like this, behavioral scientists like me are often interested in how things about the wine package might influence consumer behavior, bottle shapes. So we might manipulate a retail space like this and then monitor consumers to see how they interact with the packaging. That has constraints, physical constraints. With a virtual reality, we can take 3D renderings of retail spaces or consumption environments and manipulate those and look at how things like context might affect the sorts of wines that you prefer and how much you're willing to pay for them.
Have you ever had someone's brain explode?
It's always a first, Pat.
That sounds fascinating. You can control all of those inputs without switching locations.
I'm going to show you exactly what we do here, Pat.
So I'm in a virtual LCBO.
And you're right here. You know you're still
and
here,
I'm right here. Oh, okay. So you could pick stuff up, you could interact. I could see a full 360. And believe it or not, I've been in a few LCBOs in my day. So this is very accurate. And you could interact with the bottles and look right at labels. Dr. Gary, are you still here?
I am, Pat.
So this is quite a piece of equipment.
We can have Pat go on a bit of a wander through the LCBO.
See what catches his eye.
Exactly. We are able to track his movements and his eye movements to see what catches his attention, how much time he spends attending to different elements in that environment.
And if he moves around, it'll track him through the store.
Yes, it will.
Not that I'm recommending you do that, because you're going to knock something over.
Yeah, I'd knock something over even though I wasn't wearing this. But I could interact with the bottles, which prompts questions that I would have and answers that can help me in my decision in buying a bottle of wine.
Alternatively, you would have to clear out a retail location where you could control the environment, bring people in. This allows us to 24/7 have an LCBO at our disposal.
But retailers are often interested in questions about how do they physically set up their retail space. We can help with those questions in a virtual world because it only takes seconds to change these different dimensions. We can track whereabouts Pat goes wandering down the aisles with motion sensors. We can track how much time he looks at different elements of a wine label or wine bottle, for instance, with the eye trackers that are built into the goggles.
That's fascinating. I don't think you can actually drink it,
No,
though.
I can't taste it, but all the other senses are pretty interesting. Are there any for food buffets?
So basically, Pat can have a glass of wine anywhere in the world, anytime, right here, without leaving this room.
That's
So he can just sip away.
Oh, design flaw.
Design flaw.
I can't.
We have gone through many renditions using 3D printers to come up with what we think is the perfect virtual reality standard wine glass.
So you've had to reinvent the glass. Here, hang on a second. There you go. Now look at that.
No drips.
Possible, but it's empty, but that's okay.
Now I feel like I'm in a scene from Star Wars. This is a fascinating, completely different set of goggles. So what do I have here?
So in an augmented reality experiment, Ralph, you're able to interact with the wine bottle. So you've got a real wine bottle in front of you. And what we can do is change that wine bottle by overlaying different visual images. In the example that you're looking at now, we've taken a mock wine label for a sparkling wine, and that contains the normal sorts of content we see in most wine. Information about the parentage, the wine company, its history, its brand, the sensory qualities, who the wine's intended for, and also endorsement. So you'll see in that label that there's information about how this wine's won many trophies and awards.
Which you would think is important information.
Maybe, but we can test that out. So the next wine consumer that puts on those goggles will see a different wine label. So the one you're seeing now looks very similar to that first one, but we've removed that information about endorsement.
What Ralph is seeing and what I'm seeing right now are two different labels.
This wine consumer lab has three components: physical reality, virtual reality, and augmented reality. The physical reality, what you see is what you get. A consumer interacting with a real wine bottle and real wine. In virtual reality, the consumer is immersed in an alternative world in which visual, auditory, and smell information is all artificially generated, creating a unique multimodal experience. In augmented reality, the physical and virtual labs come together. For instance, a real wine bottle in which, in real time, we can change the label content or design. Through using physical reality, virtual reality, and augmented reality, they're trying to understand wine consumer behaviour.
Hi there, Pat from CorkScrewedTV. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching our program. We really appreciate your viewership as we put a lot of work into it, and we learned a lot. We drank a lot, we ate a lot. But if you want to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel right down here, CorkScrewedTV. Make sure you hit the notification button so that you are the first to know when stuff comes out, and please share on social media.
Pat!
Hello?
Pat! What are you doing?
Sorry, I can't see you. I have my... Ralph?
Yeah, it's me.
What happened to you?
Pat, you're not plugged into anything. What do you even see in there?
It looks like I'm in some kind of beautiful wine cellar.
Well, you are. I think, Pat, that's Donald Ziraldo.
Oh, you know that guy?
Wow.
Come say hi. Let's
You
go.
don't just go up to a guy like him and say hi. Okay, no, he's seen us. He's seen us. He's seen us.
Hi.
Donald Ziraldo. Donald Ziraldo.
Hello. You're a true wine pioneer. You and Carl Kaiser started Enniskillen Wines in the early 70s and revolutionized the wine industry in Canada. By focusing on vitiviniferous grapes exclusively, you made some of the best wines in the world, even winning a Grand Prix John Muir at Vine Expo in France in 1991, virtually kickstarting the ice wine industry in Canada. You've worked with some of the best wineries on the planet. You received 2 honorary doctorates, the Order of Ontario, the Order of Canada. You were named one of the top 25 CEOs of the century. You wrote a book. You even helped found this school. We're standing in Enniskillen Hall right now, so yes, hello, the Don Ziraldo.
I am the Don.
The Don.
Be careful you don't say Don Ziraldo because that may confuse people.
Oh.
Tu chiamo Donald Ziraldo?
Don Ziraldo is dangerous because
Don Ziraldo.
either a priest or Don Corleone. You know, that's not.
So what brings you here?
I just came down to see if I could find some 89 ice wine because they tell me there's a bottle here somewhere.
Is there a bottle here?
That's why I hear. I have to look for it.
Yeah, I know we've talked to some people who do ice wine, and we know that Canadian ice wine is exported all over the world.
That's correct. It, was a German invention. They did it in the mid 1700s, and then Carl Kaiser, is my partner, who's Austrian, took the great idea, brought it to Canada, and the world thought Canada, ice makes sense. Skiing, mountains. That's what everybody thinks of Canada. So psychologically, it just locked in.
So when you were getting into it, did you ever think that it was going to blow up the way that it did?
No idea. And because France and Italy can't make ice wine, we got some great endorsements from people like Marchese Pierantinori, Angelo Gaia, Robert Mondavi.
Yeah.
He'd invite us to come and do a tasting because he's doing his table wines.
Yeah.
And he said, Donald, we don't really do a dessert wine. He said, why don't we use your ice wine? When you got people like that endorsing your product, how can you go wrong? And they became great ambassadors for our ice wine.
We started today by kind of looking into the future with AR and VR and all this technology, and now we meet the godfather of ice wine. Can you tell us about how this whole process started with Enniskillen Hall that we're in right now?
Technically, the dean of science came and talked to Carl and I at Enniskillen and then said, we're thinking about how we can more engage with the community and maybe the wine industry might be the opportunity. So he said, all right, but instead of just doing a Niagara thing, we said, let's do Cool Climate Viticulture Institute. And we were going to put in a lab, basically, a little place, this classroom, and we got a little carried away.
When you're saying we're going to put in a little lab, I can't see you doing a little anything.
Do you know how many bottles are in here?
44,000.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. And there is a bottle of 89 somewhere.
I think, is there...
Oh,
In here?
Yeah.
Ralph's got a keen radar for...
That's it.
Oh.
That's it there.
Wow.
So
That's
that's
the
the
bottle.
89 ice wine that we took to Bordeaux, France,
In 1991.
1991,
And
exactly.
the game changer.
Yes,
So I
absolutely.
can pick that up. What's that, 60 bucks?
$750
$750.
if you can find it. If you look at other countries, New Zealand's got Sauvignon Blanc, California's got Cabernet Sauvignon, Argentina, Malbec, Champagne is Chardonnay,
Yeah.
Burgundy is Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. So each one's got a reputation. Sherry in Spain, port in Portugal, Canada, and ice wine. Quality is second to none. So that when people come in to buy our table wines, we're going to present them with the premium, high-quality Chardonnays, Pinot Noirs, Cab Francs, Rieslings that we do here in Niagara. So it sets the sort of the umbrella or the platform for us to speak from.
So that's what we're trying to do with the show. We're trying to get more Canadians to drink wine.
Great idea.
Yeah. So we'd like to figure out a way. I don't think it's because they don't like wine. It's that they don't always have an opportunity to consume it.
Oh, we got the perfect place for you to do that. If we go to the casino, where we're having our Icewine Gala to launch the Icewine festival.
Really?
Yeah, really, tonight.
Icewine Gala.
Icewine Gala at the casino in Niagara Falls.
Love to go, but we're obviously not prepared for something of that caliber.
I can make that happen. Pat, what are you doing? What is that?
You're the one with the magic fingers.
It didn't work. I'll try it again.
I think you screwed something up.
This is better.
That's much better.
You
That's
did it.
The Italian red tie.
This is impressive. Look at it. You even got yourself a glass of wine.
Well, that's what we're here for. So
Wow.
now that you're here,
Yeah.
this is the Icewine Festival. Actually, it's the 25th anniversary. Of the
Quarter of a
Icewine.
century.
Quarter of a century.
Wow.
So welcome.
Thank you.
There are at least 30, 40 wineries that are pouring ice wines.
40 glasses of ice wine. I'm going to have a fantastic time.
You taste. You don't drink.
okay.
You just taste.
All right.
Taste. That's the
very
key.
important. That's the key.
Okay.
And to educate the consumer, the public, and hopefully becoming great ambassadors like you guys have become for us as an industry. Thank you very much.
I can't wait to continue doing more. This is fantastic.
Let's
Yeah.
get to work.
Get a
I'm going to
glass.
go get a glass.
You
And then
definitely
we'll
need a
cheers
glass.
you. We'll see you around.
Salute.
All right.
Salute.
See you,
Ciao,
Donald.
ciao, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Let's roll.
All right.
What do we have here?
We've got sparkling brut, we have
Okay.
Sauvignon Blanc, and we have 2 ice wines now and first drink.
I like to start my evening with some sparkling brut. I know it's the Icewine Gala, but I'm parched.
Good choice.
I'm going to jump right into the ice wine.
This is a Gewürztraminer.
Gewürztraminer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Jeff,
How's it going?
I need some ice wine.
I happen to have our family reserve Cabernet Sauvignon ice wine here.
Oh, yes, please.
By the way, we were harvesting ice wine a couple nights ago.
Thanks for the call.
We called you, but there was no answer.
Oh, you probably you called my fax line.
That's what it was.
Salute.
I was simply asked by the industry to thank all of you for being here this evening. It is our 25th anniversary for the Icewine Festival, of which we are very proud of. And let me thank all of you, because I know that a good portion or a good reason for our success is because all of you as ambassadors, and I know many of you travel, many of you take our ice wine around the world and present it to people as the icon of Canadian identity. So to all of you, I want to thank you very, very much. To the grape growers who grow the grapes, to the winemakers who make the ice wine, and a toast also to my partner, Carl Kaiser, who was really responsible for the greatness of the ice wine. Carl, to you and your family, a toast wherever you are up there.
The sparkling Cab Franc ice wine.
Sparkling Cab Franc.
Top you up here, Donald.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Salute.
Cheers, gentlemen. So, what do you think of the show so far?
I think it's incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is art and wine and cuisine all integrated together.
And science.
And
A little bit of
science, yes,
but
and
yeah,
science.
you're right.
And there's a lot to taste. And if you're not careful, you can have too much fun in a hurry.
Taste. You don't drink. It tastes, like I said. So taste. We have.
So
First you
let's
smell
taste.
it. And look, you guys, there you got it.
I
See,
got it.
He's Italian. He's holding it like this.
Hey, paisan.
So you're holding it wrong. Because you're warming up the ice wine. That's it. That's better. So like that. Okay?
Toast to you.
Thank you,
You
James.
started this.
Been fun.
This looks amazing. Look at this chunk of ice.
We have a huge piece this year.
Yeah, look at and all the bottles. What are you pouring?
We have our Grand Cuvée, 100% Pinot Noir.
Oh.
6 years on the lees.
So you normally pair food with the wine. That's your specialty.
Oysters.
Oyster.
The oysters down there are
okay.
amazing.
My taste buds remember this.
I remember. So you're gonna get that brioche and the apple.
Patrick likes brioche
And bruised apples.
and bruised
Yeah,
apples.
no, this is fantastic. So you're enjoying it, though?
Oh, loving it.
Yeah?
Loving every minute of it.
It's great. Events like this are crazy.
Oh, they're fantastic. Wow, you guys look good. You look dapper.
Yeah, well,
We're
thanks.
trying. We're
Trying.
shooting.
You guys walk
Trying.
around with microphones when you're at parties?
Oh, yeah, we are.
Wow. You know, every time we do this, I think this is the tops. And then we come to a place like this, and it tops. What's next?
There's no top in Niagara. It just keeps getting better.
I gotta say, though, this is kind of romantic.
This is so cool. We're in an igloo.
We're in an igloo, brand new year, brand new decade. Cheers, buddy.
Happy Icewine, my friends.
Happy Icewine. Hey, you just finished watching an episode. Now, if you're anything like me, it's time for another episode. But before you do that, could you give us a subscribe and a like?